I generally couldn't tell which of... Oh, no!
That's 100% death if he doesn't drop his combo. Okay, and he doesn't. That was...
Oh, okay. That was an interesting Arya.
So I like the mix-ups from Nivik. He's really trying to shake things up a little bit, and it's working way better than it has in the past. Nivik might be able to put himself on the board here.
Scar has that fatal blow, so it's definitely a round he can win. He has to be careful. Oh, one hit!
Into the plus frames. Perfect by Nivik.
Hey everyone, this is Arya from That Blasted Salami, here to talk to you about another controversial character in the Mortal Kombat franchise, Jacqui Briggs. The first time we were introduced to Jacqui was in the Mortal Kombat X comic series. There we'd established some of the building blocks of her personality, like her lifelong friendship with Cassie Cage, daughter of Johnny and Sonya, as well as her relationship with her father, Jax. It's worth remembering that the only reason she's alive is because Jax was able to break her free from Quan Chi's magic, and during his recovery, met Vera, the woman he would eventually marry and have Jacqui with. Jax's past never quite left him though, even after years of rehabilitation, so it shouldn't be surprising to see him as an overly protective father. Jax tried as hard as he could to keep Jacqui away from the Special Forces, but ultimately, he understood that Jacqui was going to risk her life to save others, no matter how hard he tried. Jacqui is then another member of the Special Forces fighting for Earthrealm. As part of said team, she'd grow fond of a certain fan-favorite fighter from the Mortal Kombat X days, Takeda Takahashi. Unfortunately, their relationship wouldn't carry on to Mortal Kombat 11, but still might in future entries of the series. It's interesting to think what Jacqui's general reception by the lore-loving audience would have been had it not been for NetherRealm's decision to give her and Cassie a more prominent role in Mortal Kombat 11's main story. Jacqui's character development had been slow but consistent until this point, thanks in large part to it being mostly left to the comics' readers. Now, as a center stage character, what were previously underdeveloped visuals and character traits were now a bit more obvious, and canonized into the franchise's new timeline. The chief complaint about her is a lack of character and aesthetics, something that's usually found in abundance for Mortal Kombat games. In her MKX days, she looks on par for the Special Forces, but not much else. She seemed almost like a background soldier in certain stages. MK11 did a lot in that regard though, expanding her visual identity to more than just tactical gear and tech weapons. But she is, ultimately, just a good fighter with government-procured electric fighting gauntlets and a blood relation to a beloved first-generation character. Maybe Jacqui's biggest sin was just being one of the least interesting new generation characters that NRS brought to light in recent years. But obviously, her style and personality are only part of who Jacqui is, so let's discuss her gameplay. If you're a recent convert to Mortal Kombat and start with MK11, you might be a little confused as to why people find Jacqui Briggs so painful to play against. Sure, rushdown characters are always a pain to deal with no matter what game you're on, but her game plan is rather straightforward. I mean, she doesn't even have that many mix-ups. Well, to get an idea as to why the temperature rises whenever she's brought up to players, it might be worth looking at how she's played in MKX. She was a keep-away character through and through. She even had a machine gun attached to her arm. She was a pretty overpowered character all in all that didn't feel great to play against under any situation. The fact that she was changed for MK11 was great, but many people who'd fallen in love with the core idea of Jacqui as a tech-savvy fighter who played keep away with her opponents were understandably angry. There's also an argument to be made that, in an effort to reduce her range viability, NRS went a step too far and made her an all-or-nothing rushdown character. Not to make excuses for just how oppressive she was in MKX, but perhaps turning that into sheer close-range power wasn't the best option. Another element in the makeover from MKX to MK11 was the powered-up normals. Jacqui sports some of the fastest normals in the game. She's without a doubt a powerful up-close fighter who can put a lot of pressure downstream on her opponent and frame trap them into hell. If you want to see a detailed breakdown of her kit, you can always watch our guide with Lore Corridor right here on YouTube. One of her strongest moves is going ballistic, a 9-frame mid that can be hit confirmed into its full string of forward 3-1-4, 1+3. Even when you can't connect the first part, you can still pull back and block at just -2. With it, you can choose to poke down low, try again for the forward 3-1 if your opponent didn't respond in time, or just play it safe by backdashing and waiting for the whiff to start the string again. Jacqui's Bionic Bounce is a move that also causes many headaches for new players. It gives her enough mobility to close down the distance and bring the fight up close once again. Though susceptible to being anti-aired when used offensively, it can also be used as an escape tool after a block string. Of course, we can't go on without mentioning one of Jacqui's most visually iconic moves in her Enhanced Air Blast, a down back 1 variation move that allows the amplification of her air attack. It's worth remembering that it is capable of countering pretty much all anti-air options, but even better, it keeps opponents standing, meaning they can't just break away from a combo with it. The most difficult part of its counterplay is knowing what option the Jacqui player will use. If you get too comfortable with a single amplification, then you might be able to catch her with a normal anti-air right before the amplified version pops up by blocking the first hit. But if she has 2 bars to burn, the second attack will hit you and cause you even more pain. Generally speaking, it's easy to see why players feel overwhelmed when facing a well-prepared Jacqui player. Her ability to rush opponents down has almost no compromises. And even when faced with an opponent with great zoning capabilities, she still has a few tricks up her sleeve, such as her grenade launcher or bionic leap to close the distance and put on the pressure again. Mortal Kombat 11 has officially entered its twilight years, with development and patches halted as NRS is likely to put those resources into a new title. The current Jacqui is what we have until the next game in the series. What do you think of Jacqui? What redeeming qualities would you like to give a shout out to in her kit? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to check out more fighting game videos, why not take a look over at my channel, That Blasted Salami. Oh, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of every new DashFight video coming out. Also, make sure to visit DashFight.com for everything FGC. Who knows, how to play against Jacqui might be coming up real soon. Take care all, and have a nice day.